back. Well, we've been focusing on KwaZulu-Natal. We'll be back there in just a few moments, but let's go now to the Western Cape. Hundreds of shacks in the Joe Slovo informal settlement in Cape Town have been razed to the ground. Around 1,200 people have now been left homeless. That to helplessly watch their homes go up in flames last night. Newzroom Afrika's Athi Mtongana is there. She joins us. Now, Athi, good afternoon to you. This looks like a devastating fire. What happened?
Well, it is a devastating fire, Stephen, because 1,200 people have been displaced from their homes. They've essentially been left homeless. But these are preliminary numbers that we've been given by the city of Cape Town, because they have now basically put together a joint operations which will look at further assessing the extent of damage to the Joe Slovo informal settlement, which is in Langa. Langa is a township that is very close actually to the Cape Town CBD. It's right along the N2 highway. And so what we also know is that 300 shacks burnt to the ground yesterday when a fire broke out at around 6 p.m. But what I heard from some of the residents earlier on are unconfirmed reports, and perhaps some of the reports that the residents themselves are engaging with. They tell me that a young boy might have left a micro oven unattended, which sparked and resulted in a fire that broke out in one shack that ended up affecting the rest of the other shacks that have burnt down. Now, as you may know, many of the informal settlements, not only in Cape Town but countrywide, are densely populated, and so if a fire breaks out in one shack, it goes without saying that the rest of the other surrounding shacks will certainly get affected. I want to bring in a community leader here, Utatu Siyabonga, to talk to us about the steps going forward. Sayazi ba uCity of Cape Town uyeza uzawufika ne-joint operation uzama uqokelela inani labantu abalahlekelwe zizindlu. Nina nithini ezinkokheli zalapha?
Ya mandibonge ndibulele lithuba. Thina njengenkokheli zalapha siyayifuna isithi ibe kanti iyafika, kodwa ke sikwathi igqolo ukubongoza kwi-disaster uba incedise abantu ngematerial. Siyawukhumbula kaloku into yobana eli lizwe belichatshazelwe ngumcimbi we-COVID. Naw ke naba bantu bachaphazelekile kumcimbi odibene nezimali, sizawubongoza urhulumente abanikeze uncediso kwimaterial nangempahla, zibe khona izibonelelo ezingabe zikhona. Kananjalo sikwacela kurhulumente kazwelonke kumcimbi odibene nophuhliso. iJoe Slovo kwakudala iba kanti iyaphuhliswa ukusuka ngabo-2010. Now if kwakwenzekile abantu baphuhliswe bafumane izindlu zabo ngekuba kuthethwa ngamililo now xa kunamhlanje. So zizinto esiqonda uba sizigqeleshile kurhulumente, ingase zikhawuleze zijongwe abantu baseJoe Slovo ngokubanzi baleli phandle kubusuku baphezolo ngenxeni yokuchaphazeleka kokutshelwa ihoke esiziqingathisela ko-500.
Just briefly, Stephen, I want to bring in this old lady. She's carrying her granddaughter on her back. They slept outside, right across. I want my colleague to show you where they slept last night. As she talks to me, she says they slept close to the N2 highway, where you see those materials which they managed to take out from their home are placed. That's basically where they slept last night, together with her granddaughter that she has on her back, because of course she lost everything. Mama, nilahlekelwe intoni?
Silahlekelwe into yonke sisi, asinanto kwa ID kwanto i-certificate zabantwana kwancwadi zesikolo kwanto yam ndiphelele kwezinto, ndiphelele ngolu hlobo. Anayi kwa kuthiwa umlilo kuyatsha saphuma, xa siphuma sekuphandle sithe ndizama ucima ngesanti namanzi dololo endlini yam, sitshele kwanto umntanam silele ngapha kweblosi apha kulaa ndawo leli phaa nomntanam, umzukulwana wam nomntanam nomzukulwana abantwana ababini nomzukulwana wam, sonke silapha si-appruvile 2011 izinto sizifumane kurhulumente, silambe apha esifini ngoko.
Just to loosely translate what this lady was saying, Stephen, basically that she has lost everything, including all her very important documents, her ID documents, her children's school books, as well as basically all the home appliances that they had inside their home, just like everyone else here who's also lost their home appliances and everything inside their homes. And she was saying that they had to sleep right across where my colleague panned and showed you earlier on. That's where they slept, and many of them did not sleep last night, and many of them tried to find relatives around Langa to go and seek refuge so as to have a shelter or a roof over their head. And also, just to basically go back to what the community leader was saying, Utatu Siyabonga was saying that they are calling on authorities, particularly the city of Cape Town, to come in and assist them with rebuilding material. He's giving me a figure of about 500 shacks, while the city of Cape Town has given us preliminary reports of about 300 shacks that burnt to the ground. So he's calling on authorities to come here to be able to further assess the extent of damage and to offer as much relief as they can. He's also speaking about developmental issues in this community, which speaks to the housing issue in the city of Cape Town and in the province at large, saying that had these people who had been part of the housing list in the Western Cape, had they been given houses, had they been given government houses, they would have not found themselves in this situation, saying that they've been on the housing list for many years. We know there is a backlog in the province, but unfortunately it can't get to a stage where they get to every single resident in time. But right now, as things stand, many of them are waiting for that joint operations which has been launched by the city of Cape Town to get here and tell them what will be happening going forward.
Athi